Awesome. Can't wait for your music. I always look forward to that music. So let's go. Let's do this. Yes. As I get ready to get us started.
All right, I think we're ready to go.
Fantastic. Great. So shall I just start, Ramin? My
Yes, go
first.
ahead. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to our call this evening. And I'll just get started and get down to business and do the first intro as a as a host of the month. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say welcome the Opulence Nation and all our valued guests of this call tonight. My name is Karimi, and I have the honor to be your host for tonight. So, let me introduce our dynamic speaker tonight, and this is none other than our CEO and our founder, Mr. Ramin Mescalo. Let me just read a bit of his bio. Ramin Mescalo has spent more than half of his life as a high-performing direct seller. Ramin started his direct sales profession in 1990 at age 20 and spent the next 14 years building his home business empire. Ramin explains that building multi-million-dollar empires is nice, but what really he is proud of is the fact that for 12 of those 14 years he spent in the field working as a full-time, high-performing, and high-earning distributor. Ramin's success came from the basic principle that direct sales is just like any other business requiring training, discipline, and commitment. Rated as one of the world's top 3 master trainers and a mentor of thousands, he believes that as trainers, we should not focus on the potential millions that can be earned in direct sales. Our focus should be to help as many people as possible to earn a full-time living from home. I learned, he says, I learned very early in life that you help people get what they want and you will receive what you want. The ultimate focus and target of the Forensic Networker program is to help people escape from the 9 to 5 job tyranny. In 1990, my teachers told me to work hard for 5 years and take the next 50 years off. I thought that was a great deal and took that promise to heart. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way. And every time I built my empire, it was taken away from me, my company's change of compensation plan, ownership, change, or just closure. And deterred by such setbacks, and perhaps motivated by them, in 2000, Ramin wrote 2 of industry's most important advanced training manuals, The Psychology of Sales and The Dependent Home Business Owner's Workbook, in which he revealed all his methods and secrets of his wealth building success. When I first started writing the manuals, I was convinced that it was too advanced for the average person and therefore should not be shared with many part-time distributors. In fact, from 100,000 plus members in my team, I only allowed a few dozen in the leadership groups to receive the advanced training, he says. In 2007, Ramin combined the 2 manuals into one comprehensive training course called the Forensic Networker. In 2008, he finally decided to share his unique and hard-nosed approach to building a successful home-based business with all industry participants who were endeavoring to earn to direct sales as their final full-time profession. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity now to invite our speaker tonight. This is none other than our CEO and founder, Mr. Ramin Mescalo. Please, thank you for helping us, sharing with us tonight. Please take over. The call is all yours, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you, thank you. First of all, let me congratulate you, Karimi. I mean, I love seeing new people just step up and go on the international call, attack the bull, and get it done. I just love it. I absolutely love it. This is the biggest thing you get off network marketing is, the opportunity to come out, to step out of your zone, and be able to do things like this, and it changes you as a person. Good evening, Zoom. I know vast majority of people on Zoom. Good evening, YouTube Live. So I want to congratulate you. You're setting a really nice example for your team. We're in a team building business. We're in a leadership business. We're in a growth business. And there you are. You're just doing it. Next thing you know, you're in front of 10,000 people. You got $100,000 checks a month, and it all starts with stuff like this: being able to come out, do something you haven't done before, do it again and do it again, and do more of it. Next thing you know, you're on a path, completely different path than you've ever been to. So it's not complicated. Forensic level one university, I talk a lot about the path to success. It's not complicated. It really isn't. It's just work. It's a half a dozen principles that you do over and over and over again. You become the absolute best at it, and there you go. You make it happen. So welcome, 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 everybody, to Tuesday night. Thank you, Cramy, for that great introduction. All right, let's get started. I see you got a lot of countries on. Just represent your country and territory. Say hello to each other. Where you're from. Tonight we're gonna talk about something interesting, because I had somebody asked me, says, I know I need to do this, I know I have to do this, I just don't know how to start. And restart. He's been at it for a while, never got serious about it, right? And when you don't get serious about it, then you never get into momentum. Winning is about momentum. Everything's about momentum. If you don't build momentum, then you can't win in anything, whether sports or life, in business. So, so he goes, I don't know what to do. So I start talking to him about a couple of things, and he got all excited. I said, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna, because I've heard you say stuff like this before, but I think I'm just gonna get started. And he's not in our business, in our company, but he's in MLM. In any event, so I thought tonight I'll share that with you. And what I call the 10 steps of restarting your business. Because what he's going through is very common in MLM, where people kind of get in, they're not really committed. They kind of want to try it and, see what happens. Of course, you can't build momentum in anything that way. And next thing you know, when they don't have momentum, they get confused. And when you're confused, inactivity starts. They become discouraged. And, for some people, quitting is the best option at that moment, which I don't understand how that even could be an option. So I thought tonight I'd share with you the 10 steps. I've been in your position many, 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 many times. I've had to probably restart my MLM business when I was on the field. I still do it as an owner in here, right? Probably 100 times or more. Because especially if you're doing MLM full time, you tend to, get off discipline. And when you get off discipline in long enough, then it's like you have to restart, in order to get back on it. And it takes energy. It's like when the car is moving, it's a momentum. You barely touch the gas. But if you come to stop sign and you want to go, you're pressing gas a lot, right? A lot. So it takes a lot more effort to get it going. When I was 30, when I was 16, I decided I wanted to retire at age 30. When I hit 30, I actually did retire for about 10 months. Then I got bored and got back to work. It's not while I was retired, I started doing some things like ballroom dancing, I don't know, golfing, rollerblading. I'm 30. I'm just trying to get my time. One of the things, I got my pilot license, and one of the things that I learned doing that is that how much effort it takes to restart something. And it's very much relevant here. When the 747 takes off, I have to get the numbers right. It's been about 20 years or so. It's something like 900 gallons of fuel on takeoff. 900 gallons of fuel every 1.5 seconds. It's ridiculous. It's a very heavy thing to take it off. This is 747, the big one, right? But when it is actually floating at 30,000 feet, the same 747 only uses 81 gallons of fuel every 1.5 seconds. So again, it's hard. It takes a lot more energy to the restarts, it's best to keep it going. Best to keep it going. Don't restart all the time. So, but if you have to restart, that's okay. I would call it reset, the refresh, let's go. And so I'm going to give you the 10 steps what you need to do to restart anytime you want. Anytime you want. Now, years ago, I used to use Cyrus a lot in my forensic training. And I remember when he was it 3 years old? He was like a little guy. And then we started, I'm a wrestler, so we started doing all this pillow fighting. So I had a video of it and picture of it. I think I have a bunch of posts back then about Cyrus. And that was our very first pillow fight. And first any type of fight, so he was on his bed, he's short, so he's on his bed standing, and I'm outside his bed. I got a pillow, he's got a pillow. Maybe he was 4 years old, and he would hit me, and I would hit him, and he would hit me, I would hit him, and the next thing I would hit him again, and then next he's just a little wobbly, and so he was very accurate, but he got creamed, by the way, just so he got. I told him to bug him. So, see, here's the thing about the great one. He was, he's a warrior, but there was a big flaw in his battle strategy, and he was 4. He didn't know any better, but that's very relevant to what the networkers do, and that is, he would take his pillow, and he would take a swing, and then he would drop his thing, or he'd be off balance. Then he'd turn around again. He's looking find it again, pick it up, posture, target. So every time he took a shot, he lost his weapon. So he needs to pick it up or find something else. Again, then get his posture, find his target, and execute. So he restarts every time. Of course, me, I wasn't doing that. So I was ready to battle up. So that this is what happens with network marketers, where they start and then they stop. So when they started the business, they made an investment, maybe they got the packages ready, maybe they got some products, maybe they made a list, maybe they made some calls, maybe they got some appointments, and then then they stop, and then a few weeks or a few months later, okay, they're going to start again. Maybe I need to go to more products, find, maybe I need to, get some new lists, they follow up on the old list. So, and the momentum is just not there. They keep stopping and starting. By the time they get the composure, get the flow going, it's difficult. It's tough to get your flow going. But once you got your flow, then you'll be going, right? Constantly, you don't have to stop and start all over again, because starting all over, it takes a lot of energy. It does. And that's fine. We do it. I mean, I've done it 100 times. But if you're going to go do this long term, you want to make sure you got some type of flow going, so you don't have to restart the call. All right. So let's talk about the 10 steps of how you can restart your MLM business. And let's start right from the foundation, because without it, we're just not going to do it. And I don't understand this, because it is, in my 40 somewhat years living in Canada, an entire adult life, I think this is probably the most dangerous time in our history, at least since in this decade, in the last century. Nothing is certain. And when that happened, but nothing is certain, whether it's the environment, the government, everything, then I want to be certain. Like, it's up to me. I want to have control over as many things as possible. There is a reason we're a strong company, because we control everything of our manufacturing, software. We control everything. That's why we're a strong company. So, so everyone should be really motivated right now, really, really motivated right now, to be self-employed, to find that independence. I don't think you need motivation right now. It's not hard. When I started, you go through decades of, and the economy is strong. There's no uncertainty, things are moving along. I guess people have good jobs, job security, all these things. I built through all of that. So even then we found a way to build it. When the economy collapsed and things was great because then we take off, everybody's more open. So we've been through this last 33 years. I've been doing it. Today I find that it's a lot easier because everybody you talk to, nobody knows what's going on. You never hear someone these days that's really clear on what they're doing. And no one's happy, right? And no one's clear what they're doing. So you should be as well, be very motivated. And for me, my peace and my happy place is where I have control over everything in my life, right? My family, I know to be it's up to me that I can do something that's not reliant on other people, the government, banking. I just want me to have full access and of my direction that I want to go without relying on someone else. And you can do the same thing because we're in the same business. So you really need to start understanding why you should be doing this and follow this 10 steps. So sometimes somebody says, within the conversation, you start to ask some question, you find out they're not very comfortable at all, nor are they going to where they want to go. So yet they're confused about what to do, but they really don't know where they're going, how the future looks. So I would say, look at, you want to get clarity on the future because we know how things work, right? How you are brought you to where you are. So if you want to know what the future looks like, look at your past, right? So when you take a look at the first thing you want to do is your first step is that just assess your last 5 years. And in this way, you know what the next 5 years are going to look like, right? Look at the last 5 years and you know what the next 5 years are going to look like. And, be convinced. If you don't want the next 5 years to be like the last 5 years, then be convinced that you need to diversify, right? You need to diversify. Now, for some of you, we had a pretty good year in 2020, very good year in 2020. Last year was okay. This year, still trying to figure it out. That's the way it's for me. So that's the way it's for you because the same business. So at the end of the day, I think if you go outside, even our company, and you ask anybody, are they ahead that they were 5 years ago? I can tell you 99% of people will say no. They would say no. I mean, some people may have a house and okay, they think the house can't be valued, but as a whole, they're not doing better. No one's doing better. I mean, there's niche businesses that do well, but I'm talking people that we would need to talk to about our business. So they're not doing that well because inflation, how things are going, people are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer. So very first step for you is that look at the last 5 years, and that would be indication of the next 5 years. And then you say to yourself, okay, I need to get going. I need to diversify. I need to do something. And yet I have this in front of me, right? I have this, my own opulence business in front of me, and I just need to get going. We know we have to do something. If it's not opulence, I have to do something else, but at least we believe we're the best home-based business, e-commerce business out there. Certainly we have everything everyone else has. So, so then once you look at the last 5, say, I don't want the next 5 to be like last 5, right? I don't want next 2 to be like last 2. Then you're convinced now that you need to get going. You need to diversify. As a very first step, be convinced that to be it's up to me is the only sure way to make a positive change in your life. Moving forward, the only sure way for you to be happy and independent and free is to be financially free, is to be work for yourself, be self-employed, right? That's independence. You can't be independent when you work for somebody else. We found out during this pandemic, you can't even be independent if you have a traditional business because they got mandated to shut down. That was new. I hadn't even seen that in my lifetime. Usually, self-employment could mean many things, right? There's many forms of businesses. We found out in the last 2 years, you know, self-employment outside the commerce and home base is not guaranteed that you're going to be independent. There's no guarantee that you have the freedom. So, certainly we proved it that our business is pandemic proof. So, you know, put all that together. Step one is that you have the right business. Then look at your last 5 years. I don't want to decide that you don't want the next five to be like the last five, and that is a very good first start of getting going. All right. So as I'm talking to you, if something hits home for you, just blow up the chat groups, talk, let everyone know, how this is feeling for you. If you agree to it, or disagree to it, put it in the chat. Also, YouTube loves stuff like this, seeing a lot of noise. So get the noise out there so this type of training can get to the rest of the networkers. There's about 200 million people in the network marketing world that could use this information. All right, first step, assess the last 5 years. Be convinced you must diversify your income. Number two, make a promise list. You gotta make a promise list. If you don't know where you're going, you know where to go, right? Some people don't even know, and most people don't even know what's their ideal lifestyle. They never took the time to think about that. It's interesting. You ask someone, "What do you want for vacation?" They know. What's your favorite car? They know. So what's your ideal life? I don't know. Be happy and I don't know. Have a nice home. Maybe pay off my home, and that's not ideal life, right? So you really need to sit down. You really need to sit down and decide, and how you do that through your promise list. And you know how I feel about a goal list and stuff like I don't believe in goals because goal is just kind of nice to achieve, but promise list is your words, personal to your word. So make a promise list, sit down, and just the 2 hours it's going to take you. It'll take you a couple of hours, right? To sit down and write what's really important to me this year, next 2 years, next 5 years, next 10 years, my the rest of my life, for my children, my parents. When you start doing all of this stuff, what's my favorite car, what's my dream life, home, vacation, when you put all the stuff together and you attach it to the compensation plan on the levels and at which level you can achieve some of these things, it's a couple of hours. It's really the overview, but it will take you probably, a week or so on and off to kind of fine tune it. But I'll tell you, when you do that, you have pure clarity of what's the roadmap looks like, and you feel amazing. You feel amazing. You need a roadmap. You need a roadmap. You have a place to go. I mean, if you get in your car, start driving with nowhere to go, you get bored pretty quickly. And I go, what am I doing? Just driving around. Like, you won't last very long, but you get in the car, you're going somewhere, you better know. If you know where you're going, they could be 4 hours, doesn't matter. You go because you know where you're going, right? But get in your car, you know where to go. I kind of drive around. Okay, it's fun for bed, but after a while, where do I want to go? I need to go somewhere or you get bored, right? Life is the same way. Life is the same way. Success is the same way. And let's not burn through life with nowhere to go. I mean, what a waste that is. How are you going to get to a target you don't even have? You need to sit down, understand, get some clarity, what you love. And when you have clarity, what you love, you broadcast that information with clarity. And you know what? World, universe, nature, God, they love clarity. God doesn't want to guess what you like, right? they love clarity. You know what I say in forensic? When confusion sets in, inactivity starts. When confusion, that's one of the marvel philosophies of the forensic network. When confusion sets in, inactivity starts. Well, that's the same is true with God. You confuse him on what you really want because you don't even know what you want, then he's not doing anything. Right? He's not doing anything. So you want to make sure you're very, very clear on your promise list. All right. Good, great. Number three, give it a definite timeline that you're going to commit to because okay, a lot of people kind of get in, but they don't even sit down to think, how long am I going to commit to this target. Now that's why promise list is important, because you put some big stuff on the promise list, your timeline stretches all of a sudden, because you know, okay, this is a pretty big stuff. I'm asking pretty big stuff, so I'll give it a good, you know, commitment, the timeline, how long it would take. But if you don't do your promise list, it's kind of unclear what you love, anyways. And so you're not really willing to attach a time to that because you don't even know what you're shooting for. So it's important that you do the promise list, and that's okay. How long am I going to commit to this? I'll tell you, when you commit, when you set that time, it's like everything changes, right? Everything. First of all, you stop complaining, right? Our client would be happy about that. Secondly, is you just stop looking at your results, because it's a 5-year journey, right? It's a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year journey, depending on what you want all of this, right? So it's important that you become very, very clear. Put a timeline. Of course, you tell everybody that this is your timeline, and people not coming to you next week say, that thing's still working. Oh, so no, you already know. Listen, I'm committed to this business. I'm going to build the next 3 years, next 5 years, right? When I got involved in MLM, I give it 5 years because that's what they told me you should do. It's fine. 5 years is fine. It's a good deal. They call it, let me work out for 5 and benefit from it for the next 50 years. I said, that's a good deal. 550, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. I mean, a job, we had a 40-40 plan, 40 hours a week for 40 years, and supposedly retire on a pension, which never happened, But even if it did happen, it's still a bad deal. Pension is just not enough with the inflation that's going on. People are struggling. 550, build for 5 and benefit the next 50 years, and MLM money is good, right? That's a good deal. That's a really, really good deal. So yeah, number 3, get a different timeline and to commit to. Attach that to that promise list that we're talking about. Number 4, open a bank account. That's important because everything is about psychology, right? And as a human being, it's basically at the end of the day, what happens in your minds, what determines your actions, what determines your results. So when you do some little things, it changes your perspective of what you're doing. So when you start getting serious about a business, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to assess it. I've decided I want to do this. I'm going to sit down and make a promise list. I'm going to attach a timeline to this. I'm going to get on the road. The most basic of the business is have a bank account so I can go deposit money in it. No matter how much it is, just any dollar, right, that goes in there, it feels amazing because you see a new dollar coming into that. And it's like a revenue stream, right? It's a revenue stream. Now, some of you guys using your back office for that. That's fine. You can do that as well. There's some of you guys, you may want to go to a bank and open a bank account and start prospecting people as you deposit the money in there. Could be $50 here, $100 here, $500 there. It felt so amazing. I know Cyrus, when he was younger, we opened a bank account and he loved going to the bank and deposit. Eventually, he could put his own card and the bank loved him and he was so cute. So the point is that I taught him that early. And so, I wanted to feel, earning something and depositing it, that feeling is priceless. And when you do that with your business, it's almost like, okay, feels like a business, right? It feels like a business. You're putting some effort, it's giving you some rewards, and you get to deposit that into a bank. So open up a bank account. Now, if you want to use your back office, you can do that, right? The whole thing about it is that you let it accumulate, right? And don't just take it all and spend it, because, in the first year, at least the first year anyways, you need to, whatever profit you make, you want to reinvest it back into the business anyways, right? So, unless you're making a lot, fine, you take some money out and whatever, but you can't deplete all your profits, and then you're not saving anything, you're not increasing your lifestyle, you're not securing your business, because business has ups and downs, right? You always want to have money in the bank for 6 months, maybe 12 months in there, reserve in there for your smart buys, for conventions, meetings, those things, that's a travel time, whatever, right? So when you start a business, traditional business is the same thing. You can't just take the money, right? You have to make sure the business is operating first, and you take what you can to run your business till it's big enough. So those basic principles are really, really important. Having a business bank account will change things in your mind. It's a psychological thing. I have a business bank account. Right? I have a business bank account, and take your bank, go deposit some money and deposit more money, and you see the bank. You can use those books, by the way. You can use it to show your prospects. Look, here's my business bank account. And by the way, prospects don't care how much money's in it. They just care that money's getting in there. They don't even care if it's coming out. Did your bank money in, out, money in, out? So, wow, it's working. It's working, right? It's working. So, I did MLM full time. I did it. I would say one of the things I'm proud of is 14 years as distributor, 12 years of it was full time, and 10 years of it had six-figure income. But the 12-year full time is the biggest thing to me, because being able to work from home with all that freedom, it's insane. Doesn't matter how much money you make. It's just absolutely insane. So some basic principles I brought into MLM from traditional business, it just works perfectly here. So number 4, for the bank account, what it does psychologically for you, it's just amazing seeing the bank account go up. And even with yourself, when you're discouraged and you see the money going in there, you're like, look at that. Because as human beings, we're like that too. Because doesn't matter how good things are. If you had a bad day, bad week, bad month, bad few months, we forget about all the good stuff, because we're so engaged in what's happening now and the fear of the future that forget about all the good that the business brings. And then you take a look at the history, right? Look at the money flowing in. It's working. Number 5. So if you start all your business all over again, pretend you're brand new. Just order all the products, order all the links and prints, and start refreshing your mind. There's tons of stuff you haven't even seen. Doesn't matter how long you've been with that company, right? You haven't seen it because you never took the time to go through the back office, press every link, download every document, open it, print it, read it. You didn't do any of that. So it's important that, maybe you bought a couple of products, you didn't try the rest of them. This is what you want to do. You want to start fresh. Then you want to order all the products, try them. As you look at, here's what happens. As you look at them and try them, you develop a lot of new ideas. Because all of a sudden you're looking at many ideas, as opposed to how you started. Maybe the person that brought you in kind of directed you into a small corner of the business. You miss the whole thing. You want to come in, explore everything. It's a new business. You explore everything. You start a McDonald's franchise, well, just give me the Big Mac. No, you explore the whole menu, right? The whole menu, right? You don't get that option. It's the same thing over here. I want to make sure that, if I got in, I got discouraged, I haven't done much. You know what? I've convinced myself, okay, I got to do something anyways. Okay, fine. What does that want? Do my promise list, and okay, you know what? I'm going to be responsible with the money. I need things to motivate me anyways. I need a bank account because I want to see the money going in and out, and with the stuff that I want, maybe take 3 to 5 years. Okay, I'm committed to that, Then, all right, so, let's understand the business now. Okay, what do we have? What's the menu? Oh, here's the menu. Okay, I want to try them all. And here's the thing, now that when you try it, not only you bond with the business, you also got ideas. Well, I know somebody that could use this. I talked to somebody, hey, listen, I tried the spray thing. What's the spray? Oh, okay. Next thing you know, you have a lot more conversations, a lot of products moving in and out, because you have lots of products, lots of stories, lots of conversations. With the conversation business, try all that stuff, and you read a bunch of documents, you're taking the time. But the fact that you're putting time into your business, the way universe works, it give it back to you, by the way. So you're reading this stuff, picking up ideas in your conversation. Those ideas come on, that becomes a sale, becomes a distributorship, whatever it is. So you want to explore everything, pick up ideas, and you teach it to your team. So all of a sudden you're learning your whole business, trying all the products, making a bunch of sales, because now you got experiences. Those experiences become other experiences. As you read all these documents, you're picking up all these new things, you're implementing these things. You become a real business person through that process. Become a real business person through that process. Other than that, you're kind of hanging around and, okay, I'll try my AFOL and I'll talk to them about this. Like, you don't even know what your business is. Yeah, you've never actually explored your business. You never, like I said, imagine, you had to McDonald's and you say, just give me the Big Mac. The rest doesn't matter. It just doesn't work like that. You buy the whole business, you sell the whole business. If Tim Hortons only sold coffee, didn't sell the sandwiches, the donuts, what type of business would they have? Although the coffee may be the main product, but it's everything else that makes the profits and makes it a real business. So number 5 is try all the products, collect all the links and prints. It gives you a complete sense of confidence, because as you get ideas and as you get excited over these possibilities, because it's possibilities in front of you. It's not just one product. There's all these possibilities in front of you that gives you this sense of excitement and confidence that you are in a real business and you're out there. You need to go explore and build that business. So again, it's not hard to reset. You just have to do these basic but very, very important things, right? First of all, look at the last 5 years. I don't want that. So be convinced that you don't want the last 5 years, right? Then, okay, what is it that I want? Okay, I'm going to take the time, I'm going to make that promise list. Maybe use your upline to help you qualify that upline, right? With your family. Hey, guys, let's start dreaming together. Build that promise list. Now you got all kinds of cool stuff on the promise list that it's going to take some time. Okay, guys, 3, 5 years, we're going to do this. Well, next 5, now you're committed. You're mentally committed. Now you're not questioning it every second week, right? You're committed now. Open the bank account. Go one step further. Open the bank account. Take the effort to go to the bank and deposit money. Oh, how good is that? How good is that? It's awesome. Try all the products, links and prints. Once you go to the back office, click on things and start reading, you're like, holy crap, there's a lot of good stuff here, right? I didn't know that. I could use that idea. Oh, I know somebody that needs that. But that only comes because you're engaged with your business. Number 6, the most important one. See, everything I just talked about, they were all very important steps. But for you to do them on a consistent basis, the most important part is your boss box, your MO box. Let me see if I can lift this up without it crashing it. Okay, here we go. You guys see that? This is my MO box. Look at all these things I need to get on. See, look at all these things, right? I still use it. I run a corporation with it. And this is how I started. This is how I lasted 14 years as a distributor, 12 years full time. We thought that box up yet, just like most people. I couldn't be consistent. You need your MO box. This is all the stuff I fell behind with, and I need to catch up to. There was a way I come back. My boss box knew exactly when was the last time I showed up, what I did, what I didn't do. I can't fool this guy. This guy's really, he's really disciplined. I can't go lie to him. He knows. I opened this thing and, oh, God, the last time I opened this box was when? So that you need this. You need this boss box. Get it? I talked to somebody the other day. He says, hey, I have it. Good. Are you using it? Is it even filled? It's not furniture. I mean, it's beautiful looking. I wouldn't use it for decoration, though, because it is beautiful looking. But come on, guys. I made it simple for you. This is like this thing saved my life in business. I'm telling you. All the money I made as a distributor was because of this. It's simple to use. Your 5-year-old can teach you how to do this. This is not hard to do. You just have to do it, right? So now you've got all these plans, you got these promise lists and all this stuff, and you've done all the right things, and all of a sudden you need consistency, right? Most people suffer from discipline. That's fine. That's where this comes in. The boss box solves the discipline problem. Get your boss box. Number 7, establish a workstation. Okay. Again, all these things that makes you feel like you're in business, right? Establish a workstation. That desk is mine, that table, that bedroom, I'm turning it in the basement. I'm going to make something into an office that when I walk in there, it feels great. Okay. I left the rest of the house. I'm there. I'm my established office right now. Of course, the established office is only dedicated for one thing, which is your business. So then you start getting into mood of, getting into your list and your MO box, going through it, smile and dial, then magic happens, right? Magic happens. So you need to you establish a location for that. For you to say, well, I'll just choose any kitchen table. Well, I suppose you could, but the problem is, one day the kitchen table, the kids are on it. Another day, someone else is on it. You just can't. There's noise in the kitchen. Establish a location that's specific. It doesn't have to be fancy. Specifically for your business, could be a spare bedroom, basement, somewhere that you could sit down and say, okay, this is my time, my business time now. You and the MO box and the phone that works, magic happens. Magic happens. So establish a workstation, something that gives you feel that, okay, I'm in business, right? Just like everything is the bank account and the promise list and all this stuff, right? Every step that makes you feel like you're in business. Number 8, choose a territory to build. Of course, we're always looking to build locally. We know people, but this doesn't have to be just, especially in our business, we're all over the place, right? We've given you the world. We've given you the world. We've given you the world. So at the end of the day, countries are becoming more and more multinational, right? So it doesn't matter what country you're in, there's people from other countries there. You can pick up the phone and, call that organization. Say, for example, we'll open up just Thailand, right? Doesn't matter what country you're in, find some Thai organization, pick up the phone, contact the head of that person. So listen, my name is Ramin. I'm calling is because we just open up a company in Thailand. There's a great opportunity for both of us. I want to come and see you and show you what this opportunity is, something that we can do through Thai people right here and build it right to in Thailand. When's a good time for you and I to get together or whatever that pitch is? But at the end of the day, you can, because we're a business beyond borders, you can build anywhere. But it's nice for you to decide. It's nice for you to decide, say, you know what, I think I'm going to build in Vancouver, or I'm going to build in Illinois. I'm going to build in London. I'm going to build in Paris. I'm going to build in Abuja. I'm going to build in Nairobi, whatever, So you can do that. You can do that in Bangkok or whatever. You can do that. And once you establish, a territory, I mean, that's outside your, if you want to build just your local, that's fine. That's fine. You can do that. That should always be the first step, right? But beyond that, if you know some ethnic people, maybe you're ethnic like myself, and these people elsewhere, put it on the list. We build this thing on the internet anyways. We're building on the phone anyways, right? Links and prints, baby, links and prints. So, and the company drop ships everywhere. How good is that? How good is it? Good? Put it in the chat and say it's good, because this is good, And you can build it, find the territory, pick up some people, some friends. Who do they know? Who do they know? Who do they know? Come some organizations, the Somali community, Filipino community. You guys are everywhere, right? So Mexicans, whatever, just say, hey, look, I want to build it in Somalia. I want to build it in Philippines, in Manila. I want to build it whatever, and I want to show you how we can benefit from this. How we can benefit from this. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So choose a territory. You feel good about that. Just talking to everybody. Yeah, I'm thinking of building Bangkok. Yeah, then I'm going to build Manila. I'm going to build Manila. It just feels good. People say, that's a serious business. You're in Toronto. You want to build Manila? So what type of business is this? Can I do this in Switzerland? Right? So again, it's that type. It's these little things. It's these little things that makes you into a real business person. Make you feel like you're in business and getting things done. Good or great? Put it in the chat. Number 9, find someone to run with. Keep you motivated. It's pretty cool because when you first come in, you start recruiting a few people, then you can work with them and run with them at the same time. And not only keeps your people in check with you, that means you both decide the next 5 years are going to be different. You're both going to create your promise list. You're both going to, do the links and press. You're both going to, put a timeline together. Hey, listen, next 3 years we're running together. Next 5 years we're running together. It's like the president and vice president. We're going to run together. We're going to build this thing, right? We're going to build this thing, right? So, find someone to build. Now, if you're new, get to know people in your company that don't even have to be local, but they are fine. If they're not, build relationship. Hey, listen, what level are you? I'm this. Hey, I'm a chocolate NATO commander. Great. I want to be a chocolate NATO commander. Let's go, right? So we're going to build together. Just find someone to run with So you can every night call each other and motivate each other. And you do that, everyone's got chat groups, right? Except they talk politics and they talk cars and they talk whatever they talk about, right? So find some people that you can do business with. Find someone to run with. Keep you motivated. I think it's really cool. It's nice if someone in your own team though. If there's some of your own team, someone sidelines, fine, just fine. I think that it's good because when it's like going to the gym, right? You got somebody to go to the gym, then you actually go. Even when you're lazy, he'll be there. He'll be more disappointed if I don't go. So I need to go just because he needs. So find someone that you can do that with in your business. Number 9 and number 10. Your journey comes in. Number 10. And number 10 is take little rewards. Take little rewards along the way, right? As you earn them, take little rewards, right? So remember, talk about bank account, putting money away, and take the small thing, and go treat yourself or the family to a favorite dessert place you want to go to. Maybe you want to get something for the car. Maybe you want whatever that is for you. Maybe there's something you wanted, and you take little rewards along the way, and that becomes the symbol of your business, why you are doing this. And the little rewards become bigger rewards, and bigger rewards become bigger rewards, and bigger rewards. And so we want to make sure that we do that. For me, when I first launched this company, and we couldn't give ourselves a lot of money. So, and I'm very disciplined when it comes to that, because I can handle all kinds of pressure. I can work 36 hours straight, which I have done. I can do all of that. Any type of pressure. One pressure I don't want is financial pressure for the company. I don't want that, because that's just something that's all my control, and I just do. So when I launched this business, my first year, imagine that, first 12 months, learn, listen carefully now. CEO, I started company. The first year, I gave myself $500 a month. That was my income. $500 a month. For whole year. Obviously, my lifestyle was a lot bigger than that. So I was obviously financing myself, but I could have taken more because money was coming in. I didn't. My vice president at the time was making $300 a month. So we didn't take a lot of money first year. So, but along the way, we worked so hard because we launched a company, right? Can you imagine a new company? I'm writing all the policy and procedures and all the guarantees, warranties, trying to find suppliers. I mean, it's insane. Meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, and this city, that city is crazy. So the very first reward we give ourselves after a year, and I'm surprised my VP, because we're both exhausted, and and I said, let's go. It was in Christmas time. And our first little reward that the opponents gave us was that we bought 2 brand new laptops so we can work better. And he was so surprised. I went there, look at the laptop, we did 2, and he looked at me, really? so that was the biggest thing for us. And it was the first year we got these laptops, the business is running. So take little rewards, not big rewards. Remember, the money stays in the bank account because it kind of feels good watching it grow and everything else. Plus, when you need it, conventions and travel. But the little rewards, that just means so much, and it's a symbol of the success of the business. The business is giving you a hug. The business is giving you a hug. And so there you go. I've looked at and I've had to restart myself for many times in the last 33 years. I call it reset, refresh, let's go, right? And this is how you do it. You go back, as the quick recap on this thing. Okay, do I want the next 5 years to be like last 5 years? No! Okay, we established that, right? Okay, what is it that I really, really, really want? Well, I need, I sit down. I don't even know what I want. Here's what happens. When you actually start writing and actually giving some thought, the stuff that ends up on the paper is completely different than you would ever imagined. Because you never actually, because when you're thinking, you kind of all over the place. When you sit down and that's all you're doing, you put down things on paper you didn't even know you loved or wanted. It was there. That's awesome, right? So now you got this, holy crap, I want a lot. So if I want a lot, then I need to add a timeline to this to achieve it, right? So all of a sudden, your timeline moves from weeks into years because you're looking at stuff and you're like, damn, okay, good. Now I'm in business. Then, okay, well, going to start building, I guess I need a bank account, and that's a basic thing, business cards, whatever, right? So open a bank account. I want some money in there because I want to feel like I'm in business. Every business has a bank account. I need a bank account because I am in business. Other businesses have bank accounts. I'm in business. I need a bank account, right? A separate one, not something, not my personal account that all the stuff is going through it. No, I need a separate account for my business. Even my personal bank is empty, but that's got money in it. It's gonna make me feel good, right? Then, of course, I want to try all the products because having it in front of me generates ideas, confidence. I'm like, oh, look at all this. I'm in business, right? I mean, business links and friends. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that. Oh, I got to send this out, right? This link out. So all of a sudden, you're learning, you're mastering your business. You want to be the most qualified person in your organization, the most qualified person in your organization. How you do that is just links and prints, right? Order all the stuff, try it. When somebody says, hey, how's that product? Let me tell you. Here's how you use it. Here's what I did, right? So you want to explore your company to this fullest. MO box, get your boss box. You need a boss. Trust me, you need a boss. Trust me. Get your boss box, open it, fill it up, and put it, somewhere. And what's going to happen? You're going to do so much more than you would otherwise. And because you look at it, when you open it, you see all the stuff is there, needs to get done. It's almost like in a grocery list that's on the fridge. Guess what? It gets filled, right? If it's not on the fridge, some stuff gets filled, but there's stuff you get missed. You need to make sure that you fill it up. Establish a workstation. That's your place. That's your workplace. So it doesn't matter what's going on around the house. That's your workplace, and you get things done. Get magic happen. Choose a territory to build. Of course, you do locally, but then other than that, you could do some stuff somewhere else. I know people that open up Trinidad, different places, right? You can do that. You can do that. So choose a location that you want to build in. And find someone to run with. Keep you motivated. Keep each other motivated. Practice on each other. Lift each other up. If one is down, the other one's up. You're both down. Lift each other up, right? Stop each other's pity parties. It's nice to have someone to run with, just like going to the gym. And along the way, when you do all that cool stuff, take little rewards. That's the fun part. All right, so let's open up the call, the line. We have our fearless hostess on the call tonight. If you like the information, like, subscribe, share the link to a few people, your people as well who want to know how to reset. Hey, you got to check out this link. You got to check out this. Send it out to your chat groups. Everybody come back on YouTube. Let's get YouTube to get this word out, and lots of networkers that could use this information tonight. And let's be a good Samaritan. We do charity work. We give money away to charity. This is a good thing to do for the networkers who are confused, who are looking for information and looking for a way to restart their business. So, Karimi, back to you.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Let me just quote what you say. Life does not sustain. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. I just got better, and I can see how the chats are blowing up. Everyone got better tonight. So guys, let's go. Let's share this with our team. I love it. Thank you so much, Ramin. My gosh, this is so exciting. And what a way to begin my host of the month. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It will be very hard to beat this. But I really, really enjoyed it. So let's see if there are any chats, any questions. I mean, I don't know, comments, anybody. I can see the chats are blowing up. Lots of emojis, lots of love. Awesome training, amazing solid steps. I can see the summaries have been put out there. So, I mean, we're really, really grateful for this. And I think we are on time to just end the call, but just give it a moment in case there are any questions. But thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Was so profound. And I have seen the summaries that have been done. I've written so many notes. So yes, let's go. Let's refresh. Let's restart. I can't wait. This is just so amazing. And thank you so much. And from us here, it's good night to all of you in the Americas. And good morning to all of us who are starting the day. Good afternoon to those who have already jumped into the afternoon. Amazing, amazing call. And I look forward to the next and the next. And I will be be keeping you updated on what's coming up within the week. And don't forget, I think Saturday, that's when I remember Ottawa. It's the place to be, big things happening. So make sure you're there. Ramin is there with Lucy Scott, our new European lead person, and of course all the leadership in Ottawa. So guys, Saturday, let's look forward to go and do that. Looking forward to that, and I'll keep out on your chats. I will keep you posted on what's going on. It's been lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
Stay forensic, everybody. Thank you, Karimi. Congratulations.
Stay forensic. Thank you. Thank you so much.